Greetings. This is a little update on my weaning journey. It's going to be quite a short and sweet one because, cut to the chase, we're still breastfeeding. This is between like 7 and 9 days after my previous video. So since then, my daughter spent 2 consecutive nights with her grandparents. And she was fine. She wasn't crying out for milk or anything like that, which I knew would be the case. I definitely didn't expect her to come back and just be done breastfeeding. I'm just kind of gradually trying to build it up to her spending a long weekend there when I'm ready to fully stop. So she got back after the 2 nights away and didn't instantly go for boob like she usually does when her grandparents drop her off. I was like, okay, let me not offer it to her. But then it's when we get upstairs, she's like saying, come sit down and takes me over to the sofa. And I kind of didn't have the strength to say no. So I breastfed her when she got back, which was in the like mid-afternoon. So, and she napped on the way back. So I was like, okay, let's just have this little reconnection time because I've missed you. You've missed me. Gave her some breast milk then. And I was kind of scared not scared, but while she was away. Usually when she just stays away one night, by the time she comes back, like I'm really, really full. But it wasn't like my boobs didn't really fill up this time. So I was like, oh my gosh, has my milk stopped? And then it got me thinking, wait, I'm not ready for it to stop yet. But it kind of made me realize, where I am like, yeah, which I think I've said in previous videos anyways. But like, in a way, I am ready, but I still have some attachment to it, and it still comes with a lot of like sadness and grief. And I know that when we're not breastfeeding anymore, I am going to really miss it. And that definitely showed me that, the thought that my milk has stopped already, like completely, but it hadn't. So breastfed her when she got back, and put her in her own bed that night. And I decided that trying to stop feeding her to sleep, just stop doing that completely, was just a bit too much too soon. So I was lying down, putting her to bed, and I am just trying to give her milk, like just breastfeed her, like while she's drinking, so not letting her suckle until she falls asleep like I used to do. So yeah, I did a few minutes on each side, and then took my boob out of her mouth, and then tried to just kind of like settle her to sleep. And she kept like fighting, trying to get back on, but I would resist, and I just keep rubbing her back and singing to her and whatever. So it does still take longer, and we have maybe like 2 to 3 rounds of feeding before she actually goes to sleep. But yeah, I'm just not letting her suckle anymore. So that's about where we're up to. So I'm just keeping the feeding now until for nap times and for bedtimes, and just keeping it. I'm going to keep it like that for a few more weeks and see how we get on, and then maybe next month think about doing the long weekend, and maybe leave her with her grandma for 3 nights in a couple of weeks' time, and then eventually 4 nights, and then when I'm back, reunited, then maybe the cycle will be broken. But we'll see how it goes until then. But she is doing really well with it just being at bedtimes. That's our little mantra now. We just say "booby" at bedtime, and she understands, and she comes in through the night, probably around about, it varies, but it has been maybe more towards like the 3 a.m. mark the past few nights. And I've been telling her that we're not having any boobie, but we have boobie when the sun comes up. And she's been doing fine mostly with that. I think this morning or yesterday morning, I can't remember. She was trying to have some at around 5, whereas previously I had been just kind of like being like, okay, it's almost 6 o'clock, so I've been aiming to go till 6. Like the sun is kind of coming up, but not all the way up. It's still quite dark. Well, where we are anyway. So I have been giving in, but last time I was like, no, it's just another hour. And I've been telling her that she can kind of kiss and cuddle boobie, but we're not having any milk just yet. I won't have a boobie at bedtime. I won't have a boobie when the sun comes up. And yeah, she did fuss around the last time, but then she was eventually like, okay. And through the day when she's awake, she will just kind of like sit on my knee, or if I'm wearing a big baggy top, she'll come and sit, climb inside my top and just sit and cuddle my boob, and it's really cute. And I've noticed that she's not more clingy, but we're just having a lot more cuddles. You know, and I've noticed that she is asking for her dummy more. She's never really had a dummy until well, I mean, I've offered them to her, but she wasn't really interested. And then she saw one of her friends with one in, probably when she was about 1, and then she was like, I want that. And then she'll just ask on occasion, or if she finds it around, she'll put it in her mouth, but she's not like, attached to it. But I've noticed she has been asking for it more the past couple of weeks while I've been weaning, or more actively weaning. So again, I'm not offering her that. I'm just giving her it when she asks for it, and she only has it in for a couple of minutes. Then she'll find something else that she wants to put in her mouth, and then she'll discard it, and she'll not really think about it or ask for it. So I'm just kind of keeping my eye on, her other comforters, because like I didn't have a dummy, and I stuck my finger till I was 9 years old, and that's why my teeth are gappy like this, and some stick out more than others. So I don't really want that to be the case. I remember like my mom and her partner, they weren't like forceful trying to get me to stop, but they'd like threaten to get me that nail polish that you put on, and they just couldn't make me stop, because obviously that was attached to me, and I'm not just gonna like be ragging it out of my mouth. But I do remember them, telling me a lot, that I need to stop sucking my finger, but there wasn't really much they could do about it. Whereas a dummy, and the breast, it's not theirs, so you can kind of, it's easier for them to not get attached to that till too late in life. So I noticed that she has her fingers in her mouth more often now. So yeah, I'm just keeping my eye on that. I think it's natural for them to have another comforter, and it is a big change. Maybe I can watch some videos or read some studies on things to look out for when it comes to them having these comforts and the implications of that. But I'm not too worried about it at the moment. I think is anything else to mention? Her palate is definitely expanding. She's been eating stuff that I've never been able to get her to eat. Like sweet potatoes and banana. Yeah, she's been eating those just off her own back, but I've also been putting more emphasis on trying to eat with her, because our meal times are kind of different, and she takes ages to eat. Like it's not often that we eat together. And on the journey so far, she's just not really wanted to eat the things that I'm eating. I'll always offer it to her, but she's just not really interested. But she's been a lot more interested in eating the same things as me and eating when I'm eating. So I'm just trying harder to sit down and eat at the same time as her, and have that as just an experience, which it should be anyway. yeah, she's eating a lot more. She's eating better. It's much more varied. So I'm really pleased about that because yeah, I was just giving her like plain carbs, pasta and rice, and she's great with her veggies. But yeah, it just wasn't very varied, and she didn't get much protein in, animal protein in. So do more of that, which I'm happy for. Yeah, that's about it. And we're just going to keep going with just breastfeeding to sleep, reducing it as much as possible. But I feel like she's going to naturally kind of just be telling me when she doesn't want it and going to sleep. She's already, over the past few days, she started saying, I want to go and lie down now. I want to go for a nap. Telling me before I'd be like, okay, it's time for nap now, and there'd be a little bit of a fight. So I think, because she associates boob with bedtime now, she looks forward to going to bed rather than trying to fight it. Hopefully that doesn't make weaning from the bedtime feeds more difficult, but we shall see. But this feels what's right for us at the moment. I will keep you updated, but I don't think there's going to be any until the next stage of weaning, which is I would love to hear your thoughts, guidance and advice. This is the first video you're watching. This is, I think, probably the fifth or sixth one, me talking about my weaning journey. Go back and watch the other ones. I just invested in this little microphone, so the sound is much better than those other ones. And I actually got this not for these videos specifically, but to start doing more yoga videos. So feel free to subscribe, like this video, comment, and stay tuned for me talking more shit and a little bit of yoga. Till then, peace.